life today. So I've been away. My husband and I, we were celebrating our 10-year anniversary, wedding anniversary, and we went for that occasion. We went to Faroe Islands for 4 days. So we left just this past Wednesday and returned this morning. And as much as I love traveling, as much as I love, you know, being disconnected, so doing, hiking in the mountains, just indulging, in nature. I do miss my closet. I mean, how weird is that? Or I don't know. Maybe it's not weird. Maybe it's also something that you guys experience. So, yeah, and when I miss my closet, what I typically do. Of course, I mean, I'm on Substack. I read articles on Substack. I'm on Instagram, but I'm also on my Closet app. So as probably many of you, I also use a Closet app. I've been through different stages. Initially, I was very loyal to Cladwell. I really enjoyed it. The only part that I didn't like was the flat lace. So I didn't like the inflexibility of the flat lace. And then I changed. I changed to Index. And then really, it just went downhill because Index, and I know many of you out there are using Index. I just don't like it. It's just not, I work with software and data on a daily basis, and I was also previously, working with like app development, and this app is just not, it should not have been released, if you ask me. So the flat lays are even worse, in my opinion. Or I don't know, maybe the version that is released, for Europe, is just not working properly. So basically, the scaling of the items is just not functioning correctly. So things are constantly, just like out of scale, and it's very difficult to put them in the right, vertical and horizontal. Um, Position. So that's why I've changed. I've changed to wearing. Wearing is spelled. Let me just double check so I'm not saying anything wrong. So wearing is spelled Whering. For whatever reason, there it is. Yes. So I don't know whether you're gonna see it. Wearing, just up here. Wearing. And I would say it's, okay, if you know Cladwell, so it's a thing between Cladwell and Index, okay? So the thing that it doesn't have, that I actually enjoyed with Cladwell is the AI generated outfits, which is, a cool thing. And I mean, they were actually really, really good. I didn't use it much, to be honest, but I just enjoyed, the fact that it was there. Anyhow, so now I'm using Wearing. I really like the flat lace. I've been now using it probably for 3-4 months, and I really, really enjoy it. So what I do when I'm traveling, when I'm sort of away from my closet, is probably, especially if I'm doing, if I'm traveling to do, let's say, hiking, then, and just like we did, in Faroe Islands, where we spent those 4 days, it was mainly hiking gear that we had packed. So obviously, I almost didn't bring any civil clothes, as I call it, and my regular clothes. And then, how can I sort of reconnect? How can I reconnect with my closet? And that's what I do on Wearing, or on a Closet app. So basically, I would have my whole closet, um, digitalized, so that I can see every single item. Now I'm just like I'm in a view that is just showing the whole closet, and probably items are being shown in the order of having like been added to the app. But then of course you can filter out, by category, and then there is actually also an option of playing with with styling of the different items. which I use. Actually, it's also really good, but it's not like, it's AI generated suggestions, which would be next level for me. But then what I do is I simply play around. So I start. Maybe I remember the items that I know I haven't worn for quite some time that I would like to wear upon arrival. So, like now, it's Sunday. I have 5 days of, work outfits ahead of me, and I sort of knew, which items I wanted, to be part of those outfits, like for sure. And then the rest, is just yeah, up to my imagination. And this time, I had to sort of use the app to be creative, which is cool, but I really like to be physical. I really like to be physical in my closet. So I really like, touching and just taking things out of the closet and seeing how they work together. Maybe even trying them on. I don't do this that much, but maybe that should actually be something that I start doing more, because of course sometimes I am disappointed with the outfits. So probably it would be a good idea. But I really enjoy the creative process of um, putting outfits together. And it's not the same on an app, but it comes close. So it's a I would say second best, to actually being physical in your closet. Hello, Carolina. Um, so 5 outfits or 5 days, 5 work days, 5 outfits. I have already, put them together. I'm just gonna show you what I have prepared. Let's see how they work out. And again, I every Saturday or Sunday, I do a post on what I've been wearing past 5 days. There hasn't been any post this week because I was only wearing, my regular clothes for 2 days, so Monday and Tuesday. So I'll probably add those 2 days, to next week's or like this coming week's post. So let's see. Let's take a look, and maybe I can even show you what I started with. So this is sort of the combination that we are looking at. And now let's see it in real life. I have actually just ironed these cotton Stella pants from TB. And it's a new addition to my closet. They are pre-loved. I found them via Vestiaire Collectif, but they were actually unused, and they are new to my closet. So as much as I have to be honest, as much as I love Stella pants, so I have them in nylon, TB's favorite beloved nylon, and I have them in tropical wool. And as easy as they are in those fabrics, I don't find them equally easy, malleable in cotton. So I have actually put them on sales, on sale, or for sale, on both on Vestiaire Collectif and on Vinted. But it doesn't mean that I'm not gonna give them a try. So that's what I'm doing. And I think that what bothers me is that the volume that Stella has is, so it basically like is more flowy in the other two fabrics, and it's more following your body instead of like creating additional volume, maybe especially like up here to the sides, because it's cotton, because it's much stiffer and less malleable. But the outfit that I had in mind is the following. Just a tank top, just a striped tank top. It is dark navy with white, or slightly off-white, I think. And then we have a nylon blazer also from TB. So a little bit TB-inspired outfit. This is how these two look together. Really something very classic, but and yet not quite because of the nylon. And then the pants. So I do hope that the blazer, which is, super flow because it's in nylon, will actually take away the edge from the pants, to be honest. That's my hope. And let's see how this works out. And as for the shoes, these are, so I have actually lined up all the shoes that I'm planning on wearing this week. And I just really wanted to keep this, sort of tone and tone with the pants. And so this is just a pair of slingbacks, old, but very well maintained slingbacks in this really light sand color and suede from Theory. I really like them. They're super comfy. And yeah, they hopefully, hello, Gina. Hopefully they will sort of, be invisible, but still they'll be there. So this is the first outfit. Now, just in case I don't like the pants in this combination, I have actually an option that should work. So it's basically the same pant that I'm wearing right now, which is Sean pant from Neely Lawton in white, in the one size smaller. So these green ones are really oversized. That's why I also love wearing them at home. But I also wear them for other occasions. But I also have them in white or off white, right? Um, that I think could also work really well here. So if it's really, a tragedy when I put on the Stella pants, I can always try these ones. All right. So that was Monday, and it is going. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna wear this outfit on Monday, so tomorrow, because of the weather. So it's going to get colder during the week, and Monday should be the warmest day. So hopefully, it's been actually quite warm here today in Copenhagen. I think we reached like 22 degrees. So it's been very, very nice. All right. Next one. Let's see what the app says. Oh, and by the way, I mean, I had been playing with the app, or I had been, playing with my clothes on the app. And, well, let me put it this way. I think maybe 50% of what I had, planned for. So basically, upon arrival, once I had time, to actually look at my closet, I took my iPad and I started browsing through the 5 outfits that I had prepared, during my trip. And for whatever reason, it was like maybe it was actually quite. I'm quite sure that it had something to do with the weather because when I was looking at the weather forecast, it looked much warmer. So I think I had 2 outfits with shorts, and I'm not going to be wearing shorts this week because the temperatures will not be at above 20 degrees. So already there I had to make some changes, and then some of the things that looked good sort of on paper, in the app, did not look equally good in real life. So I had to um, adjust things on the way. But this is also what I like. I really, really love playing with my closet. So this is Tuesday. I'm going to talk about it once I have taken things out of the closet. And maybe this time I can start with the shoes because I've just found them pre-loved through Vinted. It's just a classic pair of Tod's loafers in patent leather. And I got them at like really no money at all. I don't even think maybe I paid like 55 euro. So really not much and super comfy. I know Tod's because I also have a pair of white loafers and I've had them for years now. So I know how comfortable they are and I just know my size. So I was like, okay, you know what? I mean, if it doesn't work, it's not going to be, end of the world, but they are super, super, super comfy. And now that I got them, I was like, oh my God, what the hell am I going to wear them with? So I knew that I had to like really, dress them down, but still, be me. So that is why I thought about wearing a classic jean. So it is still, sort of, speaking to the classic element of a loafer, but in a jean. So just a straight, well, not straight even. What would you call them? They're not really straight, right? I think maybe it's like a chino style, slightly cropped as well, and slightly tighter to the body. So I really like the idea of wearing black and especially patent with, classic blue denim. So this is what I had in mind. And actually, this is the only outfit that, I'm keeping. So this is the only one that I made on the app. And then actually I liked in real life. But let's see if I'm really going to like it, once I put on the outfit. So besides the jeans and the loafers, I'm going to be wearing a silk camisole. It's an old one from Theory, and the color is like very, very light sand, and then a white blazer. So I really like the striking contrast, with the loafers. That's so cool. Yay! And I do hope I like it, because it's like, oh my god, yeah, I love the idea of the black loafer, because I don't actually have. I only have like one pair of black shoes, and it's my Mary Jane. So it's basically the same model but in black, just a matte finish. And I really like them, but they just don't go with everything. So they would actually be. I think they would maybe be like too feminine for this outfit, in fact. So that is why it's good with a loafer. So that is outfit number 2. So something that I'm really, really looking forward to. I've just I've just um I've just received them. So I initially when I started following TB, there were there was a handful of things that I really, really wanted. I just knew that no matter what, no matter, how trends change and so on, I still wanted those things. And the Sid gene was one of them. So the first one that I found, the first one that I found pre-loved is this one. So this is the bleached denim. It's really, really cool. And I have it in size 28, which I thought was my size, you see? But the thing with Sid, and this is something that, it's sort of like growing on me. The thing with Sid is that it shouldn't sit too high up. So it should actually be, sit quite low, which is also how I like wearing pants, to be honest. But then, suddenly, if they were, that was my thought, if they were, my true size, then they would simply be too long. But that is why, I don't buy that much of TB new. Uh, it's just like astronomically too expensive. And I'm not just saying, the price, the actual price of the product, but to have it shipped to Europe is crazy, really. So the shipping cost, but then on top of that, it's like 25% or 30%, like, customs and taxes and whatnot. So it's crazy. If I go to the US, I would actually splurge a little bit, because then I can have it, shipped in the US, or, if I'm lucky to be in New York, I would just go to the store. But it doesn't happen very often. I've just done it twice. and one of the times, actually, I also had things shipped to my hotel that were secondhand, so via TB fans. Anyhow, so this is a piece that I have just purchased, pre-loved. It's a Sid in, what would you call the color? Very much ecru. And it is in size 29. So this would be my true size. I wouldn't say true size in TB, but just true size in jeans. And the funny thing is that they really fit me. Funny as in, it's one size difference, but the fact that they sit further down really helps, because to be honest, I was struggling a little bit with the other ones, because I felt like there was so much volume around my like belly, and suddenly, like my butt was like, really huge, but not in a desirable way. And suddenly when I put these ones on, and you're gonna see the pictures, later this week. that this just felt right. So sometimes, you just have to really listen to those TB stylists because they just know what they're doing. Probably they are gonna be too long, so probably I will have to shorten them, even though I'm 178 centimeters tall. But I really like them. So just a little story about my Krylov TB pieces. Now this is actually a piece that I had. I mean, it was I bought it new, and I had it shipped to a colleague of mine. So I have some colleagues in the US who occasionally come to Europe, and then we meet. And when we meet, they can actually, yeah, they can give me the stuff that I bought, and it's really just a few pieces, because I wouldn't want to like burden them with my TB addiction. But this is another nylon uh, piece from TB in black. It's just just a t-shirt with puffy sleeves. I really like it. And then here's another pre-loved piece. Oh, it's not TB though, so it's a local Danish brand, Munter. Um, yeah, and I found this blazer vest last year. This was actually my very first, so I had never ever before owned a blazer vest. This was the first one. Um, I'm still learning how to style blazer vests, so this will be one of those days. Alrighty. So here I really like, the idea, the idea of friction, TB's friction. So we have the nylon, we have the wool, and then we have the cotton. Let me just put the hands back on the hanger. Thanks for your patience. So this is the whole thing. Let me see, because I really, so why I struggle with blazer vest is the sleeves. So the sudden a contrast, because I'm used to, blazers. So basically whatever is like, here is also covering my arms. And obviously this doesn't happen, with a vest. But because, it's a short sleeve top, and actually the sleeves are shorter, when I have the top on, it should work. I hope it's going to work. Now, which shoes did I have in mind? Let me just change to Wednesday. Okay, yes. So I was thinking of wearing these slingbacks because they are, I mean, they have the colors from the whole outfit, as you can see, which is cool. They are also, and they have a pointed toe. So with all the volume happening, on the sit jean, this could be fun. Yeah, so that was my initial idea. But then I remembered that I had these from Augusta, the brand, which could also work. So I'll see. I'll see which ones, I end up wearing. Yeah. So that is one thing. And this sign, I don't have any alternatives. I don't have any like alternative pens. I mean, obviously, if it's like super wrong, I'll just find something. But I it's not like I planned for the disaster to actually happen. So Thursday, and now of course let's see if I actually wear the outfits on the days that I mentioned. Anyhow, so this is a TB piece that I was also super super happy about finding pre-loved. So it's a deconstructed pencil skirt in this slightly reddish gray color. I wore it a lot last year, mainly for business occasions, which was so cool because it is. Well, I mean, it is a pencil skirt. It's gray, so it's like it cannot be like sort of misinterpreted, but it's deconstructed. And when you walk, which I did a lot of during expos, so when I travel, it's typically for an industry expo. It's like it's eye catching, but in a good way. In a good way, really. So, but I've been struggling because, I'm a blazer girl. So I've been struggling wearing regular blazers with this skirt. And last year, I can maybe show you. So last year, at those conferences, I would typically wear my short blazer, the vintage Yves Saint Laurent blazer, which looked super, super, super cool. But I wanted to try something else, right? So a regular blazer just doesn't work for me with this skirt. But I was lucky to finally find a very simple bomber jacket pre-loved. So this is a piece from COS. I think it's cotton with some linen, and it's unlined, which is like super cool. And it's in beige. So really, just a very basic thing, classic, I would say, but still, the style is sporty and hence, modern. And then just this old silk blouse with a little bit of shine to it. I'm struggling with it a little bit. Well, not struggling. I actually really like it. But the point is that it does have those yellow marks on the in the armpits that I simply cannot remove. And I really, I pride myself in being an expert in removing stains, but I just and also the dry clean, I cannot remove them. So I just don't know what to do. If you have any tips, do let me know. So I thought about pairing these two. I mean, really, nothing like what can go wrong, right? And then the skirt. And I really like the gray with the beige. It's actually something that Alison Bornstein, so I had a session with her last year to help me, or maybe not to help me, but I wanted to see my closet through her eyes, my winter closet through her eyes. And it was really a funny experience. So yeah, I mean, I could, probably write a piece about it. But one of the things that she introduced me to was wearing gray with beige. So these are the three pieces I'm thinking about. And as for the shoes, what was it that I thought about? So actually, again, either these slingbacks, because the colors all go well together, or for just a little bit of contrast, maybe these silver Mary Janes. Okay. Can I show it all together? Like the colors? Yeah. So, again, a neutral. I mean, for me, silver is a neutral. I have these, and I have a pair of boots, and I really, really love wearing both. And I use them as a neutral. But I mean, I also use the silver, shoes for like more night occasions or evening occasions. Yeah. So here's the fourth outfit. And now off to the last one. So this is the color combo in the app. Really juicy. I mean, I love blue. I have blue eyes, so anything blue is like, But I don't have that much blue in my closet. So I used to have a lot, but then later on, I think I got a lot of beige, with with quiet luxury. Suddenly, my closet was all beige. So I'm reintroducing blue and navy. I mean, now after all, I have a lot of navy, I would say. So I shouldn't have more, but some elements of blue would be nice. So this is a pre-loved linen blazer unlined from a Danish brand, Scent Copenhagen. I really love it. I think it's actually a men's blazer. I wore it a lot last summer. And I think I've had it for now. So I think it's going to be my third summer in this blazer. Then this is just a baby blue cotton shirt from Arket. I've had it also for years. So I thought about these two. I think it comes out more white than baby blue in the camera, but it is baby blue. And then I thought about a little bit of friction with the nylon. So I think every outfit this week has something from Tibi. Well, why not? And I hope it's not going to be too cold because they are quite thin, and also the nylon is quite cooling to the body. So if you're looking for something for a warm climate, a holiday, let's say, I really recommend the nylon. And I think also they speak about it themselves, that it's not something that you sweat in. And I mean, I confirm that. I would say, okay, unless probably if you are in a very tropical climate where the humidity is very high. But if it's a dry climate, this is actually perfect, especially if there's like a little breeze, from the ocean, it's perfect. So these are the three. And maybe now you see actually that the shirt is baby blue and not white. So I hope these three will work together, and just for a little bit of contrast, but in a color that is not part of the outfit, I would wear these suede sneakers from Driva Noten that I've just had cleaned. Unfortunately, they were not cleaned entirely. And I don't know, again, do you know how to clean suede sneakers so they get clean? Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's really a pity because they are quite expensive, and I do take good care of my things. But yeah, for whatever reason, I just cannot remove the stains, especially at the back. But anyhow, of course, I'm gonna be wearing them to death. So this is the fifth outfit, I guess. Yeah. Let's see how they work out this week. I think I'm mostly curious about the Stella cotton pant because it's so stiff. So, but hey, first thing tomorrow morning, me, trying the outfit, and then of course taking pictures. And even if it doesn't work, I'm gonna take a picture because I need to understand, what I feel is not working in the outfit. Yeah. But other than that, I really felt like summer today. So I don't know whether you can tell, but I'm actually wearing my ice cream earrings, which I found last year. They just, like they just say summer instantly. And sometimes I actually also wore them during winter time, just for myself, just when I look in the mirror and see the ice creams, and they are actually in this cute, like baby pink color. And I mean, you cannot but smile, So, well, wishing you a lot of smile this week, and yeah, just have a wonderful time wherever you are. And hopefully, it's also going to be a successful week outfit wise. Maybe some new discoveries, maybe just time spent with your closet. Be creative, and yeah, and shop your own closet. And that's it from me. All the best, guys. All of the earrings. Thank you, Gina. Alrighty. Bye bye. All the best.